Keep going.
Ooh, that's small.
Receptionist. Receptionist gives us the first impression of the city. They will answer the phone, welcome visitors, direct to appropriate departments, assist with mailings, shredding, alphabetizing, entry-level position, a work and learn, trained for promotion, chance to be elevated for best fit. I'm sorry, chance to be evaluated. I apologize for best fit. Keep going.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready for administrative assistant. Term has been in use for over 10 years, but no record can be found of it being approved. So that means we got work to do here.
So there's a description for the administrative assistant.
This is fine.
And what I gave you.
Yeah.
And that's, okay. Administrative assistant for the mayor?
No,
You know, administrative assistant?
administrative assistant basically is taking the place of secretary.
Okay.
That actually happened several years ago. You know, it's not Secretary's Day anymore. Now it's Administrative Professionals Day.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I want to go back a minute. Just thought about something.
Go back.
No, just the question is referenced back. That you finally hit this slide. You said that once a position tops out, then they have to either change the title, etc.
I said that.
Along that time. Now, are we doing grade and step or just grades? Steps within a grade or just doing it?
There is only one step in the grade right now.
So I guess
All of
theoretically,
this is leading up to hopefully making more steps.
that's where I was going. Okay,
That's
that's fine.
That's what we want for the end point,
That's fine. Okay,
but they told me I had other work to do before we got to there.
that's fine.
So,
Yeah, that's good. Okay, I got it now.
so this is kind of preliminary
Sure.
to lead us. in
I
that
just heard
direction.
y'all say that once a person tops out, then the only way you can continue to advance monetarily wise is to get another title change. And rather than the title change, I was thinking, why not do some steps within grade?
Right,
Then you change to another grade, then you go to another title.
yeah.
But you say you're getting there, so same page. Yeah.
Because there are some people that, no matter what they do, this is where they're going to be
Gotcha.
in this job right here.
Okay.
They're the perfect fit, they don't work well over here, they can't do this, so this is the perfect place.
Okay.
And it topped out at $15 10 years ago, and they're still making $15, and that's, unless there's a cost of living, they're never gonna get another raise.
Okay.
So that's
Sure.
one of the things we're looking at trying to
Okay.
fix somehow.
I got you. All right.
There's the one for office manager.
It's already used at the police department. And there's an opportunity for pay raise in admin. Did I say it wrong? Wrongly?
No,
Okay.
He read the last line, that's why he's laughing.
Knows where the bodies are hid. This person's been there a while. So are we ready for the next one? I'm on.
We have bodies.
That'll show.
I want to state for the record that the city of Camden does not have any bodies. They're hidden anywhere.
Your face is red. All right.
Bodies are metaphorical.
Oh, there we go. All right.
So now we're at department manager. So for the police department only, and it's already in use, it's an opportunity for pay raise in administration and has achieved the ability to direct the entire administrative division of the police department.
I got a question. On these title changes,
Yeah.
does the department head make that change, or does the city council have to approve it?
What's the question for who?
To give somebody a promotion,
No.
or to
Well, if you
make this.
To adopt these things, I'll say it'd be a council,
Right, that's
council resolution.
okay,
But-
so if you're gonna change department manager to, I don't know, something else, in a department, it doesn't matter whichever, it has to come to city council, or can that department head just say, well, I wanna change yours to administrative?
It has to come to the council.
It's supposed to come
Right.
to
Now,
this.
The department head can put the person in there. If that is the hiring part and transferring someone there, he's doing that. So
But
the
the-
department head can say, I'm gonna make you the administrative department manager, but the council has to say we've got a position of department manager,
So
or should.
I have a knack of having to oversimplify things because of how many things I do. Some of the positions that we have now, when people got to where they were getting top pay,
Right.
and they had been there a long time, I think some of these names were given that have not passed by us. We're getting ready. We want to add these titles so that it's a legitimate title and
That's
they
what I was
can get
asking.
that type of money.
That's what I was
So I'm
asking.
oversimplifying.
No,
I'm right on your street.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you
Just
wanted
blow
to
your
know.
horn, I got you.
Yeah, some of these positions were given
Let
before
me
we met.
ask, are each of these new categories or descriptions, is that gonna be for each section of our budget, or some of them would apply, well, the police department's already using some of them, but is every other department we've got, the street department, the garbage, the disposal, and
We can get to the point where we have more steps, then no, I wouldn't recommend using these anywhere other than the police department.
so
They're
these will be
already
tagged for
used.
specific departments, whether it's fire, police, street, or public works, or something like
Yeah.
that, okay. Cause it really wasn't tagging them to any place in
Yeah,
particular.
no, the department manager's the only one that I have specifically tagged right now.
Okay.
So does it, so does I guess you're looking at it from the pay side, which makes sense, keeping it. I guess I'm just thinking as far as on the flow chart or managerial standpoint, when you have a department head, okay, that's the chief and that's public works director. Then under the chief, you got a department manager who's over the administrative division, that they're kind of using, it's over the administrative division, which would be equivalent managerial wise to public works being street superintendent. Is that right? Would be just underneath the department head. But the problem is those two department managers
They're doing
are totally different and different number of employees and different, right, so they're both directly under the department, but different, yeah, okay.
So what you're saying is, in essence, what we're doing is correcting something that didn't come through city council.
For a couple of these, yes.
Now you really oversimplified it.
Just trying to make sure I got it understand.
Let me just say, for whenever this comes up that we're gonna vote on it, I would like to see for each of these names, say, this one's gonna apply to the police department and the fire department, or the street department,
Yeah.
Right.
or whatever, so that we know which ones is going in and not it's for everybody to use.
Yeah.
Can we do flow charts can we have each division to turn in their flow charts for each of these positions, whether they're filled or not at this time, and then we can at least know what it would look like if it were done? We can ask that for that. I'll ask for it in Monday
And we
meeting.
just need to have more steps, and I hate to, it just sounds like to me, we definitely don't wanna have, in my mind, you got the mayor, you got department head, and then you got department manager.
Yeah.
And I guess those department managers are doing something different, so we gotta have different steps, but I wouldn't want to have.
But we're not having a department manager for every department, I don't
But
think.
then you're gonna have,
We
Yeah,
already-
I guess that's accountable, but that's the whole point of having for someone who's calling or someone who's trying to figure out, what the roles are. It's gonna be, well, I'm a department manager, but if you're a department manager at the PD, you're totally different from a department manager over someone, that doesn't make any sense.
I
See what I'm saying?
I concur.
To me,
We already have stuff that,
the pay wise, you gotta have a way.
they're doing one thing.
Right, they call it
over
superintendent here, they
Yeah.
call it department, that, so.
Yeah, it's a
What-
superintendent over here and
Right.
here, but the superintendents are not doing the same type
As a
of,
manager, right.
so it needs to.
Okay, yeah.
Could we just establish one name that would apply to all departments? I mean, they may have different job descriptions as a department manager for a particular department. That way you have uniformity across, rather than, you're gonna have.
That's what he just said, isn't it?
Right, that's what I
Okay.
was kinda going with, because my mind is just odd that, when they say,
Exactly.
public works director, street superintendent, but I'm the
Well,
admin division, it's just.
This is
yeah.
considered administrative.
Right, okay.
So then theoretically,
The superintendents are not doing administrative work.
so I guess at this point, since some of this hasn't been approved by city council, then we could come back and actually change the title to make it reflective of what it needs to be.
Well, I think that's
Right,
what
that's what
this
she
is
wants
about,
to
that's
do.
what the.
Yeah.
Some that haven't been approved.
Well, actually,
Just change
this
the
isn't.
name. Okay.
This isn't all the information. This was to give us at least something to chew on, because we've been asking for a workshop on just job descriptions pre-COVID. So we're a year late with this. So this is just the beginning of what we need to do.
That's fine.
And so what you're saying is something that gives us something to go back with. Is there a type of uniformity that we can go with, whether it's under any department head?
Exactly.
And so that gives us something to chew on. If it is impossible to do it, then we can say, well, that's not going to fit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you know, you
That
say
makes sense.
fire and police is so different than public works, then we can't do it. But then we got other things that we can do to so that if you heard a title, you would know where that fits in the food chain, if you will. And that's what you're asking for. Could a civilian, could a person who's know he's talking to the right person?
Well, if, how are other larger cities or mid-sized cities handling their job descriptions in terms of name, I guess, job descriptions with
There are
titles?
so many job descriptions out there.
Okay,
Titles, almost every city can name the position
okay,
something totally different from what these two other cities do.
okay, okay.
There's, general, I don't wanna say, I guess general descriptions, the, municipal league has some suggestions, but not everybody follows.
Okay, I'm good, I'm good.
I thought it had seen,
Every
I
town has
know like
its
the chief,
own
like the
diligence.
department, the fire chief, and the police department have really good, I mean, you got, that chart was so helpful to me, cause I can look at it for the fire department, the police department, and I can see.
Chain
police
of
chief,
command.
Police chief, admin division, patrol division, CID division, and it's just like, oh, okay, and so does public works have something like that?
Not that I've ever seen.
Right.
They're restructuring as we
I just know
speak.
it's,
So.
they have a picture of instance of fire and police,
Yeah.
that they got something like that you can actually look at.
It's
and be
more
like,
important there
Yeah,
to have it,
that's true, so maybe
but
public works
the
will-
other ones should be fairly easy, I would think, you know. Most of them are gonna be at the bottom, there's not gonna have as many
Right.
steps and a commander and 24-hour shifts and all that stuff. I think he could do it pretty well.
Little public works versus street,
Yeah.
All right.
Hope City Attorney's Department can get theirs.
I'm all out of whack, that's for sure.
So we'll get to come back with a little more, but this gives us something to start with. And we have, our next up is the demolition specialist or demolition 2. Direct a demo team and keep them safe while working. Work with code enforcement to bring properties into compliance. Work with street or sanitation when not doing demolition. Paid an hourly differential when doing demolition. What happened is we had some houses on that list from years and years and years ago. We finally found a guy who can actually do, who has done demolition for a company. And so now that we have him, this is one of the
So
things that
we
we
got a demolition specialist on staff.
We have to prove it.
Yes, sir. We're ready to knock them down if they're out of compliance, but we need,
Blow 'em up.
we need to make, no, not blow them up. Yeah, that's one of those, dead bodies things right there, blow them up.
Here we
All right,
go.
so do we understand that when he's working day to day, we'll put him at one side, but when he goes into demolition, because that is a specialty, we'll have to pay him a little bit more for that job.
Yeah.
All right?
It's gonna be under the street or sanitation department for most of the stuff.
Right now, the guy that we have is working in sanitation, technically. But street department had to borrow him this week.
And he can drive every machine out there. We have a jewel. Yes.
And when he's doing demolition work, he gets a higher differential. Okay. You're good with that?
All right.
Makes sense? Okay.
And that takes us to the end.
Yeah. I told you, let's keep it small today.
Oh,
So let me make a couple. Let me say a couple things. Don't leave. Hold on. Yes, ma'am. As you were.
packed up in here.
This gets us on the right track. We're working toward trying to answer some of those challenges. I want to. Is that everything, Ms. Dunn? I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
want to
unless-
cross you. Do you have any questions about
Unless
this?
somebody has something else to ask me that I can't answer.
Well, I guess from my standpoint, since it's just early, since infancy, I like it. I'm gonna have a whole bunch more questions, but it's a good start. I like it.
Okay. All right, and if you think of anything tonight, just give us a call in the morning and give tomorrow or something, so we can have it ready. We want,
It
when
ain't
we,
that quick now.
well, when we come, these workshops are to help us to be able to flow a little better in our meetings to some degree, because some of our challenges can, because we don't want to do it in a silo. We do want to get some buy-in from the community. A couple things I do want to mention. You'll notice that we did complete Old Y Road today at 79. And so some of these issues are very, very old issues, and we inherited them. And some of them we were trying to wait on smack over, and so we kind of got under the gun. And so when all that stuff started happening, we had to go to work. And Judge McAdoo has been a champion for us. We had some hot, what's it called? It's not asphalt.
Hot mix.
We had hot mix left, so we went on out there to Mall Road at Woodcrest and River. So we went on and got that one today. I don't know if it's ready yet because I left when they were still putting the hot mix. They were still dumping it off the truck. We haven't even started rolling it yet. And on this Friday, Whitehall will be coming for a tour of Camden. So you'll see some people from out of town. Don't forget to put on your smiley face. We're going to tidy up a little bit downtown. They're going to visit a couple places. But I want to ask Miss Rose tomorrow to send you an email. Winthrop Rockefeller Group did research on Camden, and they were studying us for economic development to help me to get some things done. So they did everything for us for free when we asked them to just help me get some, and it's called Camden Clear, CLEAR. It's an acronym. Economic assessment, and it's Friday at 9 a.m. It's only 1 hour. They don't have time to sit there with us all day. But there's some things that we say about our community that we should know that there is data on. For example, every time you go to Monroe and you go eat and you run your credit card, 71701 runs on there. That tells us we have leakage. You've gone there to eat instead of brought your money here. So when we talk about labor shared, labor reverse shared, and all those things, what they told me in one of the discussions, I've been on several calls, and so me, Manpreet Kane, several people are on the call right now. But I'm inviting us in for this particular one because he's covering things that would really make us stop some of the things that we're already saying and just look at data. That's why I want you on the call if you can make it. It's at 9 o'clock. I'm going to have Ms. Rose to send it to you. It's on one of those formats that you have to download. I'm sorry, I think it's one Microsoft Team or Google Team or something that I didn't have on my phone. But for example, we say, well, it's great that we're all working in Calhoun County because we bring all the money back. And the gentleman said to me, he said, well, do you have the numbers on that? And I said, well, the people live here. He says, look for the 71701. And then he told me who to call to find out. And come to find out, a lot of people that we think are spending all their money here really aren't spending it. It's people who are leaving here to go buy their gas in El Dorado. They go shop and they eat while they're there. So our 71701 is not locked in as we think to here. He says we don't have enough retail to capture our dollar. And I think you need to hear from him, not me, so you can ask the questions you want to ask. But some of the things that I've tried to say from an uneducated mind, he said them on the calls, and I think that if he can show you data, then we really need to adjust some of our conversation to reflect data. All right, and so I'm going to have Ms. Rose. So if you don't get a text message tomorrow, I'm not email. If you don't get an email tomorrow from Ms. Rose and you'd like to be on the call, I welcome anyone who's serious about us trying to move forward with economic development. Anybody is welcome on the call. But again, they're giving us 1 hour. So when they do that, I can have her email you the presentation I already have of the stuff I promised last time when we were at City Council meeting. I told you I would send it. I didn't send it. I forgot. I'll have that in your hand and this information all at one time. And run a copy of it so you can look at it or whatever while we're on the phone when he goes over it. Sir?
So you're gonna email all that information to us, or?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna email you his actual finding sheet, the PowerPoint, and I'm gonna email you how to get on that call for 9 o'clock Friday morning. And, I'll do it before we leave. Yes.
I plan on being out of town Friday. Will that, call be recorded for playback?
Because of yes, sir. The answer to your question is yes. And the reason I know it is because in the last call, when they said some of those things, I asked them to give it back to me so I could do it on the Friday report, and they did not. So from now on, they will be recording every call.
Okay. So I'll get a chance to see it later? Listen
Yes,
to
sir.
it later?
You most certainly will. Is there anything else to claim my attention tonight? Thank you. Consider yourself dismissed. Great job.
Yeah, let me help you.
Oh my goodness.